Nobel laureate physicist Wolfgang Pauli noticed that equipment malfunctioned when he entered the lab. The scientific community dubbed this the Pauli effect, initially believing it to be a joke. However, statistically, it occurred far too frequently to be a coincidence. Carl Jung told Pauli, "You're not breaking the equipment. The equipment is responding to the frequency of your subconscious." In 1952, Jung and Pauli published a book together, The Interpretation of Nature and Spirit. Their claims were shocking. What you think about begins to happen before you do. The Indian mathematician Ramanujan saw formulas in his dreams and then proved them. Edison failed 10,000 times, but said, "The light bulb was following me." He wasn't seeking it. He was being drawn to it. Here's the bombshell truth. You're not chasing something. That thing is already moving towards you thanks to your attention. And what's called synchronization isn't coincidence. It's the psychological version of quantum entanglement. By the end of this video, you'll see how to withdraw without following, and how the universe begins to respond to you irrevocably. But first, ask yourself, am I seeking it, or is it finding me? Part 1. The Science of Synchronization, Jung and Pauli's Secret Collaboration. Wolfgang Pauli, physicist or witch? Wolfgang Pauli received the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1945. The Pauli exclusion principle is one of the cornerstones of quantum mechanics. But there was a strange rumor in the scientific world. Equipment was exploding, and experiments were failing in the laboratories where Pauli was present. Once, an experimental device at Göttingen University exploded for no reason. When investigated, Pauli was on a train to Göttingen at that very moment. He wasn't even in the laboratory. Scientists joked about it being the Pauli effect. But Pauli was worried, because in his dreams, he saw chaotic images filled with unknown symbols. He became depressed. In 1932, he met Carl Jung. Therapy began. And Jung discovered something shocking. Pauli's dreams were filled with archetypal symbols. Mandalas, sacred geometry, alchemical symbols. Jung told Pauli, "Your subconscious may be influencing the physical world." The Jung-Pauli hypothesis. Unus mundus. One world. Jung and Pauli corresponded for 20 years. In 1952, they published a joint book, titled Nature, Erklärung und Psyche, Interpretation of Nature and Psyche. Main thesis: the soul, mind, and matter, physics, are two sides of the same reality. Both are derived from the concept of unus mundus, one world. Definition of synchronization, Jung. It is the meaningful, simultaneous occurrence of two or more events without a causal link. Example: while a patient was describing a dream about a golden dung beetle, a real dung beetle-like insect flew in through the window. Coincidence? Jung. No, the patient's psychic energy triggered the physical event. Quantum entanglement, evidence of physical synchronization. Einstein called quantum entanglement imaginary interaction at a distance. He couldn't believe it. But experiments confirmed it. Even if two particles are light years apart, when one is measured, the other reacts instantly. There is no transfer of information, but there is a connection. Jung's question: if particles are entangled, can't minds be entangled too? Pauli's answer: yes. And synchronization is a manifestation of this entanglement. Intention experiments. Dr. Dean Radin's findings. Dr. Dean Radin of the California Institute for Noetic Sciences has been conducting intention experiments for 30 years. Experiment: random number generators, RNGs. Under normal conditions, they produce 50% 0 and 50% 1. Variable. People are told to produce more ones. Result: statistically significant deviation. Mental intention influences physical randomness. There are criticisms. However, the results of millions of trials are consistent. The chance factor is rejected. Radin's comment: consciousness is not only the observer, but also the creator. Ramanujan: mathematical synchronization. Srinivasa: Ramanujan was an Indian mathematician. He never received formal training. However, he developed more than 4,000 theorems that are still being proven today. How did he find them? The goddess Namagiri showed them to me in a dream, he said. Mathematicians at Cambridge were astonished because Ramanujan wrote the formula before writing the proof. How do you know that? They asked. He replied, I know. When Jung heard this, he said, this is the clearest example of the collective unconscious. Ramanujan was accessing mathematical archetypes in the subconscious, and the universe was returning this information in the form of dreams. I know you've watched this video up to this point, and I want you to share your thoughts in the comments and like the video. Part 2. Why what you pursue follows you. Retrospective influence. The future affects the past. In quantum physics, there is retrospective influence. A decision in the future can affect an event in the past. Wheeler's delayed choice experiment proved this. Now let's apply this to psychology. If you set a strong intention for the future, past accidental events become retrospectively meaningful. Example: a person becomes business partners today with someone they met coincidentally at a conference 10 years ago. It was a coincidence, they say. But Jung says, no. The future partnership made the past meeting retrospectively meaningful. Obsession and realization. The fine line. Most realization teachings say, think about it constantly and it will happen. But this is only partially true. Obsession is a driving force. Realization is a force of attraction. Difference. Obsession equals, if this doesn't happen, my life is over. Leads to stems. From fear leads to negative frequency. Achievement equals, this will happen because I'm already ready. Leads to stems from confidence leads to positive frequency. Dr. Joe Dispenza's MR. Eye scans show that fear and confidence activate different areas in the brain. Fear to amygdala, survival, to contraction, resistance, confidence to prefrontal cortex, creativity, to expansion, flow. The universe responds to expansion, not contraction. The following paradox Lao Tzu says in the Tao Te Ching: to go without running, to look without being seen, to achieve without forcing. This doesn't advocate passivity. It advocates effortless action, Wu Wei. Example: a river doesn't push stones, but it erodes them. Because it flows, it doesn't try to force. For you, if you set a goal but act without forcing, the universe opens the way. If you try to force, the doors close. FOMO, fear of missing out, and JOMO, joy of missing out. Modern culture is built on FOMO. Missing out is terrible. But in terms of synchronization, if you missed out, it wasn't for you. JOMO, I'm glad I missed out, because what's mine will come anyway. This isn't laziness, it's self-confidence. And self-confidence is the strongest magnet. Psychological inertia. Why does everything come to some people? An observation. Some people seem to put in no effort, yet everything comes to them. Why? The answer: they live as if they already have it. Psychologist Dr. Ellen Langer's mindfulness research. She placed 80-year-old men in a 1950s setting. For a week, They lived as if they were in the 1950s. Result? Improvement in physical tests, vision, strength, flexibility. When the brain simulates the feeling of having, the body and environment adapt. A person who feels rich, even if they don't have money, attracts wealth to themselves. A person who feels loved attracts love because their frequencies are locked onto that state. Chapter 3. Triggering Synchronization. Protocol 1. Setting intention, but don't get stuck on the outcome. Wrong. I must buy this brand of car. Right. I already have a car that suits me, is safe and comfortable. Why? The universe understands emotion rather than a specific brand. If you insist on this brand, your mind will remain narrow. If you set an emotional outcome, the universe can offer it in 100 different ways. Application. Write down the goal. What do I want? Write down the emotional state. How will I feel when it happens? Let go. I can't control how it happens. 2. Synchronization. Journal. Record the signs. Jung used to recommend that his patients keep a synchronization journal. How? Record every accidental event, date, place, situation, emotion. Look back after 30 days. Is there a pattern? Most people realize that coincidences are actually part of a chain. Example, 15 days ago, you saw a book title. 10 days ago, a friend mentioned the same topic. 5 days ago, the topic came up on a podcast. Today, you received a job offer related to that topic. Individually, these are all coincidences. But as a chain, this is synchronicity. 3. The letting go. Ritual, letting go of control. The biggest obstacle, the need for control. Ritual, write your goal on a piece of paper. Burn the paper in a safe place. While watching the smoke, say, if this is mine, it will come. If not, something better will come. This signals to the brain, you now have it. The obsession ends. The manifestation begins. 4. Clearing hidden intentions. Sometimes we say we want something, but subconsciously we don't want it. Example, you say, I want to be rich, but subconsciously, rich people are bad. This contradiction prevents synchronicity. Application. Write down your goal. I want X. Now, write sentences beginning with but rich people are unhappy. But I can't handle the responsibility. But it's not worth it. Read each but and ask, is this true? Often, subconscious fears are stronger than the goal. Synchronicity will not come without clearing these. 5. Already having. Meditation. Dr. Joe Dispenza's protocol. Every morning, 10 minutes, close your eyes. Imagine you have achieved your goal, not a vision, but an experience. Feel these feelings. This is real. You have it right now. Stay with this feeling for 10 minutes. Why does it work? The brain cannot distinguish between imagination and reality. For 10 minutes, you have it. The body believes it. And it radiates this frequency throughout the day. 6. Passive action. Opening doors. Without forcing. What does action without forcing mean? Examples. If you're looking for a job, then don't send 50 resumes. Go for coffee with 5 quality connections. Quality greater than quantity. If you're looking for a spouse, then don't use 10 different dating apps. Participate in activities you enjoy and meet naturally. If you want money, then don't stress about seizing every opportunity. Deepen your expertise. Opportunities will come. Effortless action sends a signal of confidence to the universe. 7. Gratitude before manifestation. Most people feel gratitude after it happens. But the powerful thing is to be grateful before it happens. Practice. Every morning, I am grateful for X, even if it doesn't exist yet. Thank you for the great job. Thank you for the healthy body. This creates the perception in the brain that it already exists. Why does it work? Gratitude is the frequency of abundance. If you are grateful, the universe understands that you already have it.